My name is Sophie Barnes and the centre number is 33372 and my candidate number is 2159. My speech is going to be about why abortions are illegal in the UK. Abortion is the removal of a fetus from the womb before it can survive. I'm against abortion, therefore I think abortion should be illegal. Under UK law, an abortion can usually only be carried out during the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. I believe that life begins at conception, therefore it is murder if the baby is aborted. An embryo even has the potential to be human and should have the right to life. Abortion is murder as soon as a baby is beginning to form in the fetus. It's considered alive. Saying that a mother should be allowed to choose whether she wants an abortion or not is saying that it's her choice. Whether she wants to murder her baby, not only is abortion immoral, it's also murder. Some people believe that disabled babies should be aborted. I think that everyone and everything have the right to life. Couples who have accidentally conceived and aren't prepared may think that abortion is their only choice. However, there are alternative methods such as adoption. All life has value. Some people may agree with cases of rape and incest. For example, Christians believe that it's the kindest action as the mother shouldn't have to cope with the emotional strain. Also, a child deserves to be loved, whereas the mother in this situation might not be able to provide the child with love. Abortions may lead to scarring, which will probably make it difficult to conceive more children in the future. It has a mental effect on a person as well. Many people who have had an abortion claim they cannot sleep, eat, and feel guilty and regretful about their choice. By all accounts, abortion appears like an awful crime. After all, the abortion implies denying someone a well-deserved life just because the odds are not in our favour. Can we deprive someone the chance to live? By terminating a life, can we justify our acts? A baby is often considered as God's gift, and it's believed that every living being has a purpose behind his or her birth. The current law for an abortion is that it must be agreed by 2 doctors, and abortion is allowed from up to 24 weeks. If there is a physical or mental risk to the woman's health, or if any existing children would suffer, or if the child would be born severely disabled. Abortion is allowed after 24 weeks if there is a risk to the mother's life. The baby will be severely deformed and if there is a serious risk of physical, mental or injury to the mother.
Okay, any questions?
What do other religions think of abortion?
Muslims, for example, believe in the sanctity of life argument, which means that only God can give and take away life.
Why can the baby only be aborted before 24 weeks?
Because it's been proved that after 24 weeks the baby is viable to live, therefore the law has changed it to before 24 weeks so they can have an abortion.
Can I ask a question, Sophie? So you believe that abortion is wrong, but as we are aware in society now, a lot of people have a child just for in terms of benefits or because they think they will get money from it or a house, let's say, and they don't really care about their child. So do you think maybe in that sense, should they have not had a child?
Like, they shouldn't have had a child, but it's their fault for conceiving a child, even if it was like an accident or if it wasn't. A child shouldn't be used for money, it should be there to be loved from the parents. And a child who's treated like that should have a chance to be loved. Like, there's alternative methods such as adoption, and the other parents might have a chance to love the child.
And as you said before on what you're saying now about adoption, as you said, that's another method rather than aborting a child. But then if the parent doesn't even want to know their child, isn't that technically then the same as aborting them, really?
Well, no, because the child still has a life and it's not their choice to take away that child's life.
And if we're saying when a child is adopted, do you think maybe it should be right for their real parents maybe further on down the line to want to meet them, or do you think that they should have a completely new life with the person who's adopted them?
People's outlook to life can change, so obviously the child, it's up to them if they want to know the parent, but it depends on how the parents treated the baby when it was first born.
You also mentioned about obviously certain circumstances when you get pregnant, for example rape, and can you just go in a little bit more detail with that for me? So if a person had been raped and they got pregnant by that, would that be acceptable to abort that child, or do you disagree with that?
I disagree with it. Like, although it can put an emotional strain on the mother, it's not the child's fault that the mother was raped, and the baby still does have a life ahead of it. And if the mother doesn't want to know the child, there's adoptions and like other family members that could take care of the baby.
How do you think the mother's emotional state would be in that sense? So if you're saying that, okay, she got raped but she ended up having the child but maybe adopting it, how do you think her emotional state would be?
In the case of like how she was raped or like how badly, that could have an effect on how bad the emotional strain would be. But it's if the baby was being taken away, it wouldn't be a constant reminder if the baby was there. So it wouldn't have been as bad if the mother had the emotional strain.
What happens if she decided to keep the child? Do you think would that cause
It
emotional
depends.
strain?
Throughout the life, the mother might grow to have more of a bond with the baby and not as think it as a bad thing that had happened. But yeah, like it's the baby's right to life.
Okay, thank you.